Alright, welcome to part 2 of my August 2018 manga haul. And we're going to move on to the continued series in this video. So let's just get on into it. So the first thing that I got is The Secret Devil Jon Volume 2. If you don't know, DMP is going through the shit right now. I think they're actually in some legitimate legal trouble. I remember reading somewhere, but I forget, what specifics. I think it had to do with taxes, but I'm not sure, but they're in a bit of a tight spot. And right now, all they can do is focus on fulfilling Kickstarter orders, Kickstarter rewards, and so they have no time to pay to all their other stuff, so I don't know what's going on with DMP, but shit definitely is. And volume 1 of The Secret Devil Jon is completely out of print. You can't find it being sold anywhere, or at least anywhere I've looked, for a decent amount of money. So I figured I'd strike while the iron is hot and buy volume 2 while I still could. I don't know if we're ever going to see volume 3. I don't know if DMP is going to survive whatever the fuck they're going through right now. But I figured I might as well pick this up while it's still in print, so I don't have to just have a volume 1 floating around in my collection. Now I have volumes 1 and 2 floating around in my collection. Woohoo! But yeah, I figured I'd just pick this up while I had the opportunity. Next we have Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt Volume 8. For that Gundam greatness. I like how they have color pages in between stuff, so whenever there's a color page, they actually put in those nice glossy pages just so we can see the nice full color artwork whenever it shows up. I really do appreciate that. That's just really, really nice. That's a really nice detail about these specific pieces of manga. Yeah. Good to have another volume of Thunderbolt. Next we have Ruby, the Official Manga Anthology Volume 2. This one obviously features Weiss. And like I said before, this is definitely a product more suited for people who already like Ruby, already are invested in Ruby, and are guaranteed to just buy this because it's fucking Ruby. The manga authors that contribute to this specific anthology probably all came from Pixiv, probably all came from the internet and doujin circles. They're probably not artists that you've regularly heard of unless you are that deep in the art community. But yeah, I really like this series. It's something that I didn't mention in the last video, but something I'm going to mention now is that some things in some chapters, editions within this anthology are maybe unintentionally really shippy. I wonder if it was intentional, but some things in here are just super fucking cute. This chapter with Weiss and Blake where she feels her fucking ears and remarks about how soft they are, and I'm just all ooh, that's romantic as fuck. Maybe that's just something that Ruby lends itself to unintentionally, but I like the unintentional shippiness of some of the chapters. It's really fucking great. Next up we have Forbidden Scrollery Volume 4. It's more of that Toho goodness. Just unbelievably cute. And just the art in these are just so deeply detailed. Each panel, or even if it's just a character just standing around, is just filled to the brim with stuff. There isn't a boring panel in these manga, which I fucking love. Just very nice. Yeah. Forbidden Scrollery Volume 4, that's it. Not a lot to say about it, not a lot of opinions about it, but it is very cute and the art is very nice. Next, we have Tales of Wedding Rings, Volume 3. This one, I don't know. Like, some of it is like, it's a harem, and there's obviously very special attention paid to one member of the harem, as harems tend to do. But there's also, like, a very, very light polyamory element, where the one girl who gets, like, the brunt of the attention doesn't like the whole, like, my boyfriend has to marry, like, 5 other different women. But all the other girls are like, oh, they're just chill with it. Like, alright, well, you fuck him first, and we'll be in line. I don't know. Like, the polyamory element is there, and as soon as I'm like, oh, this is pretty neat, the main girl gets all, like, wildly jealous, and I'm like, damn it, stop. But yeah, it's a nice, like, fan service engine for sure. I'm sure as through my flip-throughs, you've seen the titty. But, I'm kind of, curious about Maybe's other manga, which is, that one that takes place in, like, fantasy American, Civil War, I think is when it takes place. I forget what it's called, and I'm not going to try and remember the title. But I'm really interested in it because this is such high fantasy and such high fan service, but I've heard neither of those things about the other manga that Maybe's worked on. So I'm kind of curious. So if anybody is collecting it that can tell me anything about it, please do leave a comment because I'm kind of interested. Next up, we have Full Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Edition, Volume 2. This time the cover is featuring, holy shit, Alphonse, holy fuck. Is there? Oh yeah, there it is. I was like, did they not have the clear page? But they did. It's just buried under, like, 3 other sheets of paper. And there's that cool artwork of him standing around all awesome and cool. Very, very high quality books. Like, probably some of the more high quality books that Viz is putting out right now. And if you are a fan of Full Metal Alchemist, or you're interested in Full Metal Alchemist, definitely look into these, because even though they're a little pricier than what you would pay for with the 3-in-1s or the singles, it's definitely the superior version in terms of quality. But also, if you're a fan of Full Metal Alchemist and you already have Full Metal Alchemist, why not just get it all over again, but in just better quality? Just support the manga you love. Just buy it again, fuckers. But yeah, it's a great manga, and I'm honestly really enjoying it, and I'm glad that I get to enjoy Full Metal Alchemist in such a high-quality fashion. Next up, we have, again, Volume 4, and not to give anything away, but I started to think that this was going to be the last volume, just judging by how events went throughout this whole entire manga, but I guess not. I don't know how close we are to the end, though, because like the elements that are introduced in this one made it feel like we were getting closer to, like, some kind of conclusion, which is weird. But yeah, loving again. It is really, really fucking great. Next up, we have To Your Eternity, Volume 6, More People Die edition, as you tend to do. We're gonna enter a new arc in the next one, it seems like, and I can't wait to be sad again. This manga sets you up, it introduces so many fun and interesting characters, and the deeper and deeper I get into the series, the more I can't build attachments to any of these characters, because I'm like, all these fuckers are gonna die. But yeah, it's To Your Eternity, Volume 6. It's depression in a book. Next up we have Bloomin' to You, Volume 5. It's been a really long time since we got one of these, and it's going to be a long time before we get another one, I think. It might be because we've caught up to the Japanese release. I don't know. But it's just more of the same stuff. More of that soft, Yuri goodness. if you're looking to get into Yuri and you don't know where to start and you're afraid it's going to be like way too intense for you, Bloom to You is probably the easiest one to get into in terms of its content. The romance is a lot slower. There's more build up, I think. There's a lot less focus on, oh, hot girls kissing. It's really, really nice, and I honestly recommend it. Next, we have Magical Girl Apocalypse Volume 15, and judging by the fact that at the very end, it's next time the end, I think the next one's going to be the last one, and we're going to finish off this slice of wild and crazy edge and only be left with Magical Girl Sight to sate us, but this has been a really interesting series, and honestly, just been constant, non-stop balls to the walls action, and I'm honestly really, like, for as edgy and wild as it has been, I'm honestly glad that I picked it up and read it. It's definitely not a manga for everybody, but if you are a fan of the edge and maybe just over-the-top action, Magical Girl Apocalypse is definitely something you should look into. Next up we have Scums Wish Volume 8, which is the final volume of Scums Wish, or so I fucking thought, because at the very end, apparently there's a spin-off. I don't know when the fuck we're getting that, but all good things must come to an end and get spin-offs. But yeah, the conclusion to this is honestly really nice. But at the same time, it's all like, I hate most of the characters in Scums Wish, so it's all like, this was a nice ending, but fuck everybody in it. But yeah, I'm interested to see what this, like, the spin-off is going to entail, because the ending to this one was nice and clean. Not a lot of, like, open ending potential. Some full color. Oh, no, never mind. The full color artwork in the middle is actually spoilers, so no thank you. But yeah, the final volume of Scums Wish, kind of, sort of. Next up, we have Hiromu Arakawa's grand adventure into the slice of life genre. We have Silver Spoon. I just love the down-to-earthiness of it all. It's just a very nice read to just sit down and, like, blaze through on, like, after work, after a long, hard day of work. Silver Spoon's just there for me. But yeah, if you like Hiromu Arakawa's stuff, look into Silver Spoon if you haven't already. It's a really nice series, and it's got a lot of clout considering the fact that Hiromu Arakawa actually grew up on a farm, and this is a manga about farming, so she is definitely writing what she knows. Next, we've got Love and Lies Volume 7. I'm not liking this character more and more as the series goes on. Like, Love and Lies is starting to become my new Scums Wish, where I slowly just come to hate literally everybody. Except for this guy. This guy's the only good character in the entire manga. But yeah. Not a lot to say about Love and Lies, except that I don't like her the further I get into this manga. And I tried to read scans of Love and Lies just because I was curious about what was going to happen in Volume 7. And I don't know, maybe just the place that I read it at broke the chapters up into smaller chapters, and so I couldn't figure out where the fuck I was even supposed to pick up, so I never actually wound up reading the scans because it was too confusing. So you stopped me from illegally reading this series by way of breaking up the chapters into smaller chapters and making it really confusing. Scanlation site that I totally use. Next, we've got Today's Cerberus, Volume 10. I think Volume 12 is the last one. but I'm not 100% sure. This is just fun nonsense. I mean, this is pretty much just my empty calories that I just like to consume every once in a while. It's fun, it's cute, it's got girls with dog tails, and I like that sort of thing. Yeah, it's just fun, fan servicey, harem manga, and there's nothing much else to it, but sometimes you just gotta consume the trash. And we can't all just constantly read highbrow, highly sought after material. Sometimes we just gotta sit down and read some garbage, you know? Next we got Arakawa Under the Bridge, Volume 4. A very, very cutesy, cute cover here. Very pink. But I haven't read this one yet, but my husband has, and I just watched him the entire time, and he laughed from start to fucking finish, so I'm very excited, because this one apparently is very fucking funny, according to him. So yeah, very thick, 2-in-1 omnibuses. I'm very excited. Next up, we've got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Volume 8, with Iggy, the awful fucking dog with the human eyes on the cover, just displaying full-on that Araki, for as amazing as his artwork is, has some trouble drawing dogs. But yeah, I think there's 2 more volumes, and then Stardust Crusaders is gonna be fucking over, and we're gonna just jump into part 4, my favorite part, with my son, Josuke, and I can put all this nonsense behind me, and I can enjoy myself. But until then, we're just gonna have to just go on through the paces of Stardust Crusaders. Yeah. Once again, just a very nice volume. They're always really nice. High respects to Hirohiko Araki's greatness. Next we have Citrus, Volume 8. Just another saucy volume of Citrus. And this one actually, like, the last couple of volumes of Citrus felt like they were really self-contained and they didn't end on cliffhangers. They were just kind of, like, felt like one-shots almost, within, like, a greater story. But this one actually ends on, like, a cliffhanger and stuff, so that's really exciting, I guess. Citrus in Japan, I think, ended. I don't know how many volumes in, but I do believe it's over in Japan, but they have immediately announced some a side story or something, so it's like Scums Wish, where it ended, but whoops, not really. But I'm full in support of more Citrus. Honestly can't have enough Citrus. Can't have enough of that girl kissing content. Also, the cover and the inside artwork bother me because how light they are. Look, I saw them at first and I thought they were sun bleached, and I was really scared because it was like the color of the cover makes it look like it was sun bleached, and I was terrified that my manga had gotten, like, ruined in the mail somehow by the sun. But nope, that's just how the cover looks. So yeah. Alright, and next we've got, I was digging under the stack. There's a stack going on behind me. We got The Promised. I'm just going to line these 2 up together because I haven't gotten into either of them yet because I fell behind on both these series in terms of reading them. We got The Promised Neverland Volume 5 and My Hero Academia Volume 14. My Hero Academia Volume 14, I have a reason for the fact why I'm so, like, far fucking behind. It's because we bought all 13 volumes last month, and I obviously have not read through all of them. Promised Neverland, I have no excuse. I just haven't had the time to read 5 fucking volumes. But I'm very excited. I really just need to set aside some time to read this series in particular, because I read Volume 1 and I loved it, but I haven't, I kept falling farther and farther behind on that, and I really do need to read My Hero Academia. I think it's going to be a couple months until we see Volume 15, so maybe I'll use that time to catch up. But yeah, there's just your shot of the popular shonens. And I do believe, finally, we have How to Build a Dungeon, Book of the Demon King, Volume 4. So, like, I like the series, which is why I buy it, but initially I was all like, wow, there's fucking in every like, pretty much it was just the escapades of this guy who was building a dungeon, and it was just it was like a sex scene per, like, chapter, and I thought that's what it was going to be, just the guy just fucking his way through life. But this one, the stakes get raised in, like, a wild way. Characters who've been part of the manga from the very start die. There's, like, war going on and battles, and there's only, like, a whole sex scene, and that's it. Like, this manga started off as just being just one long sexy romp, and now it's like, we should make a plot. And it's really weird, because I've been coming to this expecting a plot with, like, a grand battle and characters dying legitimately. Like I felt, like, legitimate sadness while reading Volume 4, which I really should not, because this is a raunchy, gross sex manga. But yeah, holy shit. Like, Volume 3, I remarked how there wasn't, like, as much sex. In Volume 4, it's like, hey, let's try to make this, like, a legitimate story. Like, okay, sure, why not? But yeah, How to Build Your Dungeon, Book of the Demon King, I mean, it's still gross fan service, but it's, like, weird. Also, there will be, maybe it's just more prominent now because the manga is trying to be a lot more serious and a lot more, like, grounded, and a lot more just fantasy, a lot less sex, but, like, something serious will happen, like, something legitimately serious will happen in the manga, and then we'll cut to, like, a panel of the characters, and they've been shibified, and one of them's doing something stupid, and the one in the foreground has, like, a big old fat sweat drop on their head, and it's all like, but this was a serious scene, why are we suddenly, like, goofy as shit? Like, the one other manga that I know does this is Rakia. Rakia, there's so many times where a serious scene will be happening. Like, the world is literally ending, and then someone will do something goofy, and the art will be, like, super chibified. And it's, like, bizarre. I don't know. My feelings are all over the place with How to Build Your Dungeon nowadays. Yeah. Not your average porn, I suppose. And yeah, that's about it. That's my entire haul for the month of August. September definitely promises to be a very fruitful month, let me tell you. A lot of things are coming out that I'm very excited for. Gonna have a little bit more of a financial situation, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, we're just gonna end it on that. I'm gonna try and make a little more. I'm gonna try and do the Yubasaki milk tea video for Volume 3 very soon. Gonna try and make at least one or two other videos to just pepper September with, but we'll see. Until then, I'll see you all in the next video, whenever that may be. Bye.